The history of Hermes, the most luxurious leather goods brand in the world. The brand Hermes reflects the royalty of the deity it's named after. It holds a position of authority within the fashion industry that was definitely not acquired overnight. Over several generations, this family business has stood strong and grown into a fashion empire. But why? Today we'll take an intricate look into how Hermes was passed down many generations and continues to thrive as a successful family business. It's hard to think of a time when Hermes was not one of the world's biggest fashion empires of all time. But like it or not, the story began like all grass-to-grace stories, with a young orphan determined to make a name for himself. It all began with Thierry Hermes in 1837. Thierry Hermes was born on January 10, 1801 in Krefeld, Germany, just outside of Dusseldorf. Krefeld was a part of Napoleon's empire at the time, and that earned Hermes French citizenship. His mum, Agnès Courin, was German, and his dad, Thierry Hermes, was a French immigrant. Agnès and Thierry had 6 kids, including Hermes. Being the last born in the family of innkeepers, Hermes' future seemed set in stone. However, fate had other plans. 2 years after his birth, the Napoleonic War began. Within a few years, Hermes had lost all family members to either disease or war. All alone in the world, Hermes moved to France in search of a fresh start. Hermes' survival in France as an orphan depended on a skill that would eventually establish him as one of the biggest names in fashion: leatherworking. Ever gradually, Thierry Hermes established himself as a notoriously skilled harness maker. The adventure took a swift, solid turn in Paris in 1837, when Thierry Hermes opened a workshop in the Rue Basse du Rampart. Thierry was not only a remarkable craftsman, but also business savvy. He taught himself to understand and anticipate customers' expectations. This allowed him to create timely materials that embodied the city's desire for simplicity and lightness. His harnesses displayed discreet finesse and endurance in every weather. At age 30, Thierry Hermes and his wife, Christine Petronille Perrat, welcomed their only son, Charles-Émile Hermes, heir to the Hermes empire, into the world. After a few successful decades of harness making and some Universal Exhibition awards to his name, Thierry passed away in 1878 at the age of 77. After Thierry's passing, Charles-Émile Hermes took complete control of the workshop. He moved the workshop to 24 Rue de Faubourg Saint-Honoré, home to a stream of wealthy clientele. He also extended the Hermes Grade A service across the globe, serving not only Europe, but also North America, Africa, Asia, and beyond. His invention and inclusion of goods other than saddlery and harnesses remain one of his most significant contributions to the brand. Charles-Émile exposed himself to different cultures of the world. Having made a trip to Canada in 1922, Charles-Émile Hermes was fascinated by the American close-all-opening and closing zipper system on the hood of a military car. He was moved to obtain exclusive rights to this system and translate the mechanics to many of the house's bags. Throughout his life, Charles-Émile remained fascinated by art, books, and objects, and continued exponentially evolving his father's Hermes empire. Under his leadership, Hermes opened up to new métiers. In 1925, the first men's ready-to-wear garment, a golf jacket, was created. To complement this look, Hermes quickly introduced jewelry in 1927, followed by watches and sandals in 1928. Charles-Émile was blessed with 4 daughters. With no son, the future of Hermes was in great question, and it seemed that the Hermes empire, passed through 2 generations, was coming to an unexpected end. Fortunately, Charles-Émile's son-in-law, Robert Dumas, was ready to take up the mantle. Robert Dumas took over from his father-in-law as head of the business in 1951. Robert, the first non-descendant of Hermes, led the brand to significant successes, including the first silk scarf, Jeu des Omnibus de Dame Blanche, the Kelly bag, and the Chane d'Ancre bracelet. Like Charles-Émile, Robert was inspired to create on a trip while observing boats moored in Normandy. In 1953, Robert rolled out the first ties, an invention that marked the illustrious originality of the brand. In Cannes, the tie became more than a fashion statement. It morphed into an item of class and prerequisite to gain entry into the casino. In 1956, a picture of Grace Kelly carrying a Hermes bag was infamously documented as the bag that hid her pregnancy from paparazzi. This became the start of another Hermes success story and classically became the Kelly bag. At the start of the 1960s, a graduate of the Beaux-Arts of Tunis and Paris, Lee Lemancheri teamed up with Anna Baumel to design the window displays of the Faubourg Saint-Honore store. Within the same decade, in 1967, French stylist Catherine Caroli was also entrusted with the women's wardrobe, and with her came the first woman's ready-to-wear collection of clothing and accessories, including the famous H-buckle. In 1973, Hermès began telling its story through the first issue of Le Monde de Hermès, a journal translated into more than 10 languages and distributed across the globe. In 1978, an entire century after the death of the owner and founder of the Hermès empire, Thierry Hermès, Dumas' son Jean-Louis Dumas took over the house. Just like Robert, Jean-Louis was a great visionary. He made it a priority to explore even more cultures and create new diversifications that further cemented the house on the world map. Hermès embraced new métiers, championing the brand into an era of watchmaking in 1978 under the name Le Montre Hermès. He also evolved the brand's shoe manufacturing that started with the bootmaker John Lobb in 1976 and continued integrating the Purfurkat silversmiths in 1993 and the St. Louis Crystal Works in 1995. In 1984, the elegant Birkin bag was added to the Hermes exclusive collection. The bag was a product of a chance encounter between Jean-Louis Dumas and the actress and singer Jane Birkin on a Paris to London flight. Jane had long wished for the perfect bag, something exquisite and equally big, and above all, suitable for all hours of the day. And who better to do the job than Jean-Louis? In 1987, Hermès celebrated its 150th anniversary with an impressive display of fireworks over the Pont Neuf Bridge in Paris. This remarkable milestone became the start of the annual fireworks theme in celebration of creativity and a shared source of inspiration at Pont Neuf. With Jean-Louis Dumas still at the wheel, Hermès crossed the oceans of Europe to open numerous stores across the globe, each representing dedication and craftsmanship. Hermès retained their original business model, intuitively creating new outfits and accessories tailored to the needs of the local culture within which each store was established. Among these international stores, several Maisons Hermès were inaugurated, including Madison Avenue in New York, USA in 2000, the glass brick facility in Ginza designed by Renzo Piano, Tokyo, Japan in 2001, and in Dosan Park, Seoul, Korea in 2006. Hermès also launched an e-commerce website in the United States in 2002, then another in France in 2005. Over the years, Hermès has continued to evolve, even to the present day. With the sixth-generation family member and son of Jean-Louis, Pierre-Alexis Dumas, as the artistic director, creativity became ever more abundant within the different métiers. Pierre-Alexis unlocked a new level of synergy between innovation and imagination, and Hermès continued to expand into intriguing partnerships. In 2010, Hermès began complementing its jewelry product offer with the first Haute Bijouterie collection, while in 2011, the Home Universe launched home furnishing fabrics and wallpapers for the first time. In 2015, Hermès partnered with Apple to create the sensational Apple Watch Hermès. At the exclusive request of Jean-Louis Dumas, Patrick Thomas, his former right-hand man and managing director of the group from 2003 to 2006, took charge of the continued development of the business. Patrick decentralized the strategic organization of the métiers and reorganized Hermès' global presence into geographical regions. Patrick Thomas also ensured the transition between the two generations until the appointment of Axel Dumas, nephew of Jean-Louis Dumas, as executive chairman in 2013. Axel Dumas brought the much-needed technological evolution to Hermès. He drove the implementation of the group's digital strategy to help customers feel more and more connected to the brand. This culminated in the redesign of the Hermes.com website in 2017. With Axel Dumas at the helm, Hermès inaugurated its fifth Maison Hermès in Shanghai in 2014. In 2019, Hermès extended its operations to Poland, establishing its first store in Warsaw. In 2020, Hermès unveiled its 16th métier, beauty, with the first collection, Rouge Hermès, dedicated to the beauty of the lips. The collection was a product of extensive research and a testament to Hermès' unwavering dedication to high standards, durability, and aesthetics. In 2021, Hermès opened its 19th leather workshop located in Guyane and created the École Hermès de Savoir-Faire Apprenticeships Training School, a school that provides professional training in leatherwork for young minds. With 16 to its name, Hermès has become more than just a brand. It's class, style, and inspiration at its peak. From an orphan with nothing but a dream and an extraordinary skill, Thierry Hermès forged his own path and pioneered a family legacy built on dedication, passion, and unparalleled craftsmanship.